This video is sponsored by Anona Security. One of the most common gifts during the holiday season is the gift of music. And in this video, we're going to take a look at a few of my favorite Bluetooth speakers of 2024. If you're looking for a small speaker for personal use, or if you want something larger for entertaining, I got a few options that I highly recommend. So let's get into it. The first speaker is the JBL Clip 5. This is an easy recommendation when it comes to ultra compact speakers. Now with a retail price of $80, it is a little pricey. You can definitely find cheaper alternatives that give you similar performance. However, I've seen it on sale lately for $50, which I think is a very reasonable price. And the thing that makes the Clip 5 a crowd favorite is the clip. Instead of a lanyard design, it has a clip that allows you to hook it to pretty much anything. If you compare it to the previous version, the Clip 4, you can see that the Clip 5 is a little taller, which gives you more versatility. You can hook it to a backpack, a purse. You can also use it in the shower. You can put it on the handlebars of your bike. It's just a great on-the-go speaker. Not to mention, for its size, you're getting really good sound. The treble definitely stands out. There's a nice amount of detail. The bass is okay. It's not exactly going to blow you away, but to be fair, you're not really expecting that from a speaker this size. And there's multi-point connection if you want to connect to more than one device at a time. It's IP67 dust and water resistant for outdoor use. You can get up to 12 hours on a single charge. So overall, there's a lot to like about the Clip 5. Now, as far as negatives, the only thing I could really say is that the speaker doesn't stand up. So if you want to set it on a table or put it on a shelf somewhere, you're kind of forced to just lay it on its back. Again, it's mainly designed for on-the-go use. If you specifically want an ultra compact speaker that can stand up, you'll be better off with the little brother, the JBL Go 4. However, you'll then lose out on the built-in clip and you'll sacrifice just a tad in terms of sound. The next speaker on the list is the Beats Pill. This is still in that smaller personal category, but obviously it's going to give you a bigger sound compared to the Clip 5. It retails for $150, but lately I've seen it on sale for $130, which I think is a really good deal. Now, when it comes to a speaker this size in this price range, it's kind of hard to go wrong. You have a number of options from the Bose Soundlink Flex. You have the Sony ULT Field 1, the JBL Flip 6, the Marshall Emberton 3. All of those speakers are amazing options. But the reason I chose the Beats Pill is because it's just very consumer friendly. As soon as you take the speaker out the box, you have excellent sound ready to go. There's no customizable EQ like you get with some of the other options that I mentioned. But in this case, I honestly don't think you need it. The sound is extremely well-rounded. Great treble, great bass, it's dynamic, and I think most people will really enjoy this speaker. I actually did a video where I did a sound test with the Beats Pill compared to a lot of the competition like Sony, Bose, Marshall. If you want to check it out, I'll put the link somewhere up top. And aside from that, you have a lot of the usual features that you'd expect. IP67 dust and water resistant, up to 24 hours on a single charge. Realistically, you're probably looking at half that depending on your volume level. And you can pair two of these together for stereo sound. Now, there is no 3.5mm audio jack. However, you can connect your phone or your laptop using the Type-C port, and doing so actually gives you access to lossless audio. And then last but not least, there's a built-in speakerphone option. As far as negatives, the only thing I would really say is that there's no multi-point connection, which is pretty standard with most of the competition. Now, one other thing I'll say about this speaker is that it helps to know how to turn it off. Instead of pressing and holding the power button or just pressing and releasing the power button, you actually have to press and hold it for right around 2 seconds and then release it. It took me a while to figure that out, so if anybody decides to pick this speaker up, hopefully that saves you a little bit of trouble. The next speaker on the list is the Bose Soundlink Max. This one's kind of a mid-size portable speaker. It works great indoors or outdoors. It's good for personal use or for entertaining smaller groups. Now, as good as this speaker sounds, I did feel like it was a little overpriced at $400, but lately I've seen it on sale for $300, which I think makes a lot more sense. For this speaker to be the size that it is, you get an incredibly warm sound. The bass is definitely the star of the show. It hits deeper than basically any other speaker close to its size. It also gives you some really nice balance as far as the mids and the highs, but again, the bass stands out the most. There's also a 3-band EQ, which you can use to make changes as you see fit. It's IP67 dust and waterproof, and in addition to giving you up to 20 hours per charge, the Type-C charging port can be used as an output to charge other devices. There's even an audio jack, which is becoming less and less common. If you purchase two of these, you can pair them together to get stereo sound. But not only that, this speaker is also Simple Sync compatible, which means you can pair it with a number of soundbars and other smart speakers from Bose. Now, if your main focus is strictly bang for buck, this probably isn't the speaker you want to go for. But if you're looking to splurge a little bit, or maybe you own multiple Bose products already and you want to incorporate the Soundlink Max into your ecosystem, in that case, I think it's a pretty good choice. Another good choice is home security, and something that can help with that is an outdoor surveillance camera. This is the Anona Aurora security camera. It's a wireless system that gives you excellent quality at an amazing price. It features 4K Ultra HD video with up to 8 times digital zoom, and what I love about it is that it's completely plug and play. There's no wires and no hub required. You can have it installed and ready to go in a matter of minutes. In addition to 4K quality, you also get color night vision thanks to the built-in spotlight, and it has an f1.2 aperture for better low light performance. It has advanced motion detection, which can detect humans, vehicles, and pets. And there's two-way audio, which lets you communicate through the camera if needed. There's even a siren feature, which can be used to deter intruders whenever you're away. With a built-in 10,000 milliamp hour battery, you can get up to 180 days of uninterrupted use. Or you can opt for the 4.8 watt solar panel accessory for endless power. Something else to consider when it comes to a wireless security camera is whether or not a monthly subscription is required. Thanks to 32 gigabytes of built-in storage, the Aurora gives you over 4 months of video playback without a monthly fee. So once you pay for the camera, there's no ongoing cost. It's also IP67 weatherproof, which means it's ready to go year-round. For a limited time, you can get the Aurora and the solar panel accessory for only $99 using the code on the screen. Compared to something like the Arlo Ultra 2, this is a fraction of the cost. A single Arlo Ultra 2 comes in at $200, but there's also the $100 hub that's required to use it. And if you want a solar panel, that's an additional $50. Not to mention you'll need an SD card in order to store your footage locally. Otherwise, you're forced to sign up for a monthly subscription to access cloud storage. You can basically get all the same specs and features from the Aurora at a third of the price without a monthly subscription. So be sure to check out the link in the description to take advantage of this limited time deal. The next speaker on the list is kind of a specialty speaker. This is the JBL Pulse 5. The Pulse series from JBL has always been a favorite of mine, simply because you don't see too many speakers like it. Not only does it give you decent sound, it gives you a very unique light show at the same time. It's pretty much the equivalent of a Bluetooth speaker trapped in a portable lava lamp. Anywhere you put this speaker, it's going to grab attention, it's going to be a conversation piece, and it just adds a different element to your music. It retails for $250, and for the price, you can definitely get more bang for buck in terms of sound, but once you factor in the light show, I think it's worth the price. It's got a downward facing woofer as well as an upward facing tweeter, which gives you a fairly balanced sound. And there's even a 3-band EQ in the JBL app. Another really unique feature about the Pulse 5 is that it can be used much like a sound machine. The app has a collection of ambient sounds that you can use along with the lights to relax or zone out. So even when you're not listening to music, you can make use of the speaker. It also has the usual specs and features, up to 12 hours on a single charge, IP67 dust and waterproof, and it also has multi-point connection. From there, let's get into what might be the best value speaker in this entire video, and that's the Soundcore Boom 2 Plus. It retails for $250, but chances are you can get it for around $230, which is insane. It's almost twice the size of the Bose Soundlink Max, and it costs less. Now, because of its size, it's definitely a speaker that you can use for some general purpose entertaining. Birthday parties, backyard barbecues, pool parties, things of that nature. Normally, when you start getting into larger Bluetooth speakers, you notice a pretty significant difference in terms of the weight. But somehow the Boom 2 Plus comes in right around 8 pounds, which is still very manageable, especially when you factor in the included strap. It's super easy to just throw the speaker over your shoulder and go on about your business. You've got dual woofers, dual tweeters, and passive radiators on the sides. And with up to 140 watts of output, you've got plenty of volume and power to spare. There's even a dedicated bass boost mode to really liven up the sound. The bass as a whole is more of a punchier upper mid bass rather than a deep sub bass, but all things considered, this speaker packs a punch. You also have fully customizable EQ in the Soundcore app, And just like many of the other speakers, you can pair it up with an additional speaker if you want to take the sound to the next level. Now, if you're not a fan of the built-in party lights, or if you just want to save some battery, you can easily turn them off. And speaking of battery life, you can get up to 20 hours, and the speaker can be used as a power bank to charge other devices. It's also IPX7 for any outdoor adventures, and if I had to recommend one speaker for overall best bang for buck, it'd probably be this one. The last and final speaker on our list, and also my go-to recommendation for all-around entertainment, is the Sony ULT Field 7. It retails for $500, but I've seen it on sale pretty consistently for $400, which is a great price. As you can see, it's on the larger side, but at 14 pounds, it's definitely still portable. You've got handles conveniently located on both sides, so taking it from room to room or even packing it up and taking it on the go isn't too much of a hassle. It has all the features you'd expect. It's waterproof, dustproof, it has great battery life with up to 30 hours. You can use it to charge other devices, but aside from that, this speaker is a breath of fresh air from Sony in terms of sound. Of course, you have the default EQ, but then you have the Alt button, which lets you alternate between two additional EQ modes. You have Alt 1 and you have Alt 2, and each one gives you more bass, more volume, and just more overall punch. My preference is Alt 2, which is the most powerful setting. It's much more dynamic than what we've seen with many of Sony's previous Bluetooth speakers, and that's what makes it so great for entertaining. It's loud, it's punchy, it's fun. It's just an all-around great sounding speaker. Now, in addition to Bluetooth, there's also an audio jack, which gives you some flexibility as far as your audio source. But not only that, there's also a 1/4-inch jack, which you can use to plug in a microphone for karaoke. My daughter absolutely loves this feature. It's perfect if you're having family and friends over. You can queue up all your favorite songs and really have a good time. And then to top things off, you got some very subtle party lights surrounding the passive radiators on each side. As of this video, this might be the best $400 you could spend on a Bluetooth speaker. So that pretty much covers it. Hopefully this gives you some solid options to check out if you're in the market. I will have the link for each speaker as well as the most up-to-date pricing in the description of this video, so make sure you check that out. Aside from that, do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up if you found it to be helpful. Also consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.